Hello, welcome back to Clutter Fairy, where I help you get clutter free so that you can live stress free. Today I want to talk to you about how to purge emotional items. And no, I am not recreating an 80s rocker video. It is hot, and my naturally curly hair likes to get very big when it's super hot and humid. So I have a fan on, so I'm living my best Beyonce. Anyway, so I want to talk to you about how to let go of things. You know, so many times we hold on to sentimental items, and there's a guilt associated with those things or an obligation to keep them. So I'm going to talk to you about how to go through those. The first thing you need to do is mentally prepare for it. Yes, of course you want to set aside the time, but this is really going to be a lot of decisions that aren't just as simple as, do I use it? Do I need it? So make sure that you're setting up a time when you don't have a lot of distractions, you're not limited on time, you're willing to commit that emotional investment to get through these decisions. As always, when I'm recommending going through a purging thing, set that timer. It's really nice when you set the timer because it already gives yourself that limit for how long you need to invest in it. But it also, you might find that you're sailing through when the timer goes off and you go, hey, I can totally finish this. So many times when I'm working with people with paperwork or memorabilia or, emotional items from loved ones, it's the fear of dread that makes us put it off till the end. So setting the timer will, number one, give you that tapping out, I finished my obligation for the day. But also, if you're sailing through it quickly, it gives you that time frame to go, oh my gosh, this was not as bad as I thought. I'm going to finish this now. The second part is have a couple of piles. And as you're going through these things, ask yourself, is this something that someone else can use so you can donate it? Is this something that a family member might want? But don't passive purge. Check out my video on that. You want to make sure you're just not taking the items that you don't want to hold on to and saying, I'm going to give it to this family member, because that sense of obligation that has caused you to keep it is that same sense of obligation that you're just passing on to someone else. So if you think a family member might want it, snap a picture of it, send it to them, wait until they come by and show it to them. And then if they do, that's wonderful. You're able to share a memory with a family member without passing on any obligation. If it is something that you can digitize, please do so. I can't tell you how often I find old photographs or old scrapbooks, and they are so brittle that people can't even handle them and go through them. So if you've got something that's already aged, it's been oxidized, do yourself a favor and digitize it right now so that it's preserved for future generations. But digitizing does a lot of things. Number one, it allows you to share with multiple people, but it also takes away that space that it's consuming wherever you're storing these items. If you get to a few things, I just recently had a family member who's been going through my great aunt's home. And there's all of these old letters that were written with old photographs, and they're super cool. I very much have enjoyed going through them and seeing the photographs. I don't have a need for them other than to go, yeah, those were cool. So I'm going to be scanning as many of these as I can. I'm going to send the rest of these to a family member so that somebody else can enjoy them. But if you want to see something cute, look at me. That was my little 10-year-old communion. Can you see the hair? It was a humid day even back then. If you're looking to donate things, click the link below for my list of charity items. It doesn't matter what you're coming across, whether it's old glasses, old earrings, badges from someone. I have a resource for almost all of those things where someone can still benefit. Again, check with your family members first, but if no one wants these items, check the donation list to see how it can benefit someone. But also check your local library and historical societies. They're always looking for displays where they can give a little bit of history for that neighborhood or that era, and your pieces might fit perfectly within their collection, which would allow the best way to honor those items and those memories. Oftentimes, as we're going through those things, we start coming across a lot of bad memories. We have family members in my own family that when I come across photos, it brings up nothing but negative memories. So I let those things go. As a matter of fact, in this pack is a couple of pictures of a family member who just, I don't want in my life, I don't want in my memories, so I'm going to let them go in the trash. And it is okay if things are not, Marie Kondo always talks about joy. If these memories are not bringing you happiness and not bringing you joy to the point where you want to share them with anyone else, don't let them take up space in your home, and don't let them keep gobbling up those memories that should be for happy things. Let them go in the trash, let them go away. So as you're taking this fun trip down memory lane and you're deciding the items to keep, write down, even if it's just on a little Post-it note, what the item means, why you're keeping it, and a little backstory. And here's why. Funny story. The same family member who I'm getting all of these pictures, she's now in heaven, but it's her daughter that's going through and sending all these pictures. My great aunt had this lovely habit of going to estate sales, and she would find a box of old vintage photos, and she would feel badly that these people who had full lives and family members who loved them, these images of these people were just now being sold at an estate sale. So she would buy them so that they wouldn't be lonely, which I think is the sweetest thing in the world. Now fast forward, sadly she's passed away, and the remaining family members are sifting through thousands of photos trying to understand, is this great grandma? Is this Aunt Edna? Is this just a random person that was bought from an estate sale? There was no notations. Another client that I worked with had an old wallet, and it had maybe $6 or $7 bills in it. And I went, oh, I found money, yay. And she said, no, that's something special. Go ahead and put it back inside and put it on a shelf. And I said, well, what's special about it? Well, she explained that when she and her husband were first dating, the first day that they dated, he set a dollar bill aside with that year, which was cute. When they got engaged, it was a couple years later, he set aside a dollar bill from that year. He set aside a dollar bill for the year they got married, a dollar bill for their first child, a dollar bill for their 25th wedding anniversary. He had a dollar bill for each year. So when she looked at them and saw the years, she knew what memory that was for. But if she were to pass away and any other person were to come in, they would simply see a wallet with a couple of old dollar bills in it and not understand what a great story that was. Here's another one. When I was younger, my great aunt had this huge diamond ring, and she didn't wear it often. And one time I saw it and went, oh, my gosh, that ring is amazing. And she said, yes, my husband got it for me on our whatever wedding anniversary it was. And she talked to her husband really quickly, and then she came back in and she said, I want you to have this. Now, before I die, I want to see you enjoy it. And I'm like, no, I don't want this ring. No. When you die, hopefully 50 years from now, funny story, she's about to celebrate her 103rd birthday. Anyway, so I didn't want to take it. So she forced me to take it. So I had it, and I can't believe how generous of a gift this was. I knew that it meant everything to her. Well, later, my uncle pulls me aside and he's like, you can't ever tell your aunt, but I couldn't afford the big ring she wanted. This is a cubic zirconia. Please don't tell your aunt. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that is hilarious. And to me, that ring just became even more valuable because it became a story that went along with it. So, towards the end of the evening, my uncle's carrying stuff out to the car. My aunt pulls me over. Are you ready for this? She pulls me aside and she goes, don't ever tell your uncle, but I had that ring checked after he gave it to me. It's not real, but don't tell him. These two loved each other enough that they allowed the other to not know their secret and just value this ring, which has now made it my most priceless possession. Now, without that story, if someone else, if I, passed away, they would find this ring, take it to a jeweler, have it checked, and then chuck it because it's not worth anything. But with the story, it's invaluable. So as you're going through your belongings and you're choosing to keep it, write the story, because that is the value of these things. You know how I'm always pushing a place for everything and everything in its place. So as you're choosing the things you want to keep and you've written down the little note about why you've kept it, have a place to put these things. Display them if you can. If you love it enough that you're keeping it, there's some great ideas on Pinterest and online. Etsy sells some great things where you can just buy the display and then add your own personalized items. Taking Care of Monkey Business has some great ideas for putting together display boxes for baby items. But I think this same format can be done for wedding items, for high school memorabilia, for a person who served in our militaries. So check out some of those ideas. But having a space in a box that's protected, please do yourself a favor and get a good plastic box that seals up so that these items do not get any bugs, do not get any moisture, and do not further oxidize and get brittle and damaged. But once they're in a box, the beauty of this is you know where it's at. So as new memories are coming up and you want to save them, you know right where to go to put them away. So now you've gone through all of your items. You found a couple of things that you think are really cool. They're not necessarily a sentimental item to store, but you also don't want to just throw it away. No one else wants it. Repurpose it. I love this group because of their amazing crafty minds. So use your superpowers and repurpose it to create a cool new function for that item. Make a quilt out of old concert t-shirts. Turn old love letters into a decoupage piece of art, or display in a creative way for everyday enjoyment. Let your imagination go completely wild on this one. And if you do, please share. I would love to see some of the projects that you do. Email me at the link below and I will share with you on the next video. Thank you so much for watching today's video. Hopefully you got some great suggestions out of there. Please like and comment below if you did enjoy this video. Also, please send all of those ideas that you have for how to display your memory items. Again, when you click and leave a comment below, that tells YouTube what kind of content you would like. That's how it formulates your recommended videos to watch, but it also tells me what videos you would like to see in the future. Thank you so much. I'll see you soon.